Paradox Interactive has officially revealed that Project Caesar is EU5 and that EU5 will be coming soon. So today I want to make a video going over my concerns for the game after seeing initial gameplay. Start off with, many creators have complained about the performance of the game. While the game still is a work in progress and could be many months away, this is still concerning. Considering the sheer depth of EU5, this could mean that many players of EU4 currently may not be able to run the game. And on top of that, Paradox is repurposing the Clausewitz engine. This means that since they're not building an engine from the ground up, the game may have many bugs and defects that are associated with other Paradox games. Another concern I have is with the complexity of features. There's just too much button clicking to get to what you want to do. This can be seen most clearly through the trade system, which as your nation expands, gets significantly more complicated and tedious. And while it can be automated, features shouldn't have to be automated because they are too overbearing. I do understand that Paradox is trying to mold the best features of all their games, but I feel like this steps too far into more Victoria territory. I think a simplification of the amount of trade goods, or the amount of trades you need to do, is in order. This could make trade less of a chore, especially if you're playing multiplayer and do not have time to min-max. Complexity also presents a challenge at the start of the game. There seems to be significant setup required to start playing your nation, and starts just feel too slow. While I understand a slow start is partially a feature because the Black Death does so much damage to the start of your nation, I think this will turn off many new players who just want to grow their country and will be devastated by the massive loss of their power. I have less of an answer of how to potentially solve this slow start issue, but maybe by Paradox removing some complexity from features of the game, it will make starts less tedious. This leads into the war system. Like generally the issues with early game, war can also be a challenge. A failed war can massively cripple your nation, far more than in Europa Universalis 4, and warfare is just significantly slower until the unlocking of cannons, meaning that sieges take years instead of months. It is extremely hard to get a Casus Belli, you can only take land that you occupy in a war, and integrating provinces take far too long. While I do feel these changes are realistic ones, I think there has to be a balance of realism and fun to a player, and in a series like Europa Universalis, where warfare is so central, it has to be easier to use one of the main components of the game. Another major concern I have is the UI. While I understand, following Hoi 4, Paradox has taken a direction of similar UI for most of their games. I do think the UI looks too complicated and clunky in some areas, and just plain ugly in other areas. I think Paradox does have time to greatly simplify some of the UI features, and to also take in our feedback to make it look nicer. Here are a few other minor concerns I have for the game. The removal of the minimap was unnecessary. I think it better orients you, especially in such a large map, and can easily be added back. The great limitation on hotkeys is also an unnecessary change, and it feels the AI sometimes doesn't know what to do. Whether that be poorly fighting wars or building too many forts, it appears to make it unfun. I also have a larger, more generalized concern with the setting of Europa Universalis 5. I think the start date 1337 could be problematic. One, I feel like it orients it too far away from where the Europa Universalis series usually starts. I feel that colonization has pushed too far back and will discourage players from playing who are normally used to playing colonial nations. And I think the Black Death wiping out so many countries could generally be annoying for a player. Closer to EU3 or EU4 in the late 1300s, but not in the 1330s, would have probably been a better start. With all that being said, there are many great things that are coming with EU5. A great new population system, automation in many areas that actually feels useful, a very exciting new advances system, and a unique combination of Imperator Rome, Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, and Victoria features. I do surely hope that in the time remaining between now and release, Paradox does work on many of these concerns, and I imagine because they have been so receptive to feedback, that they will actively work to make the game as great as possible. What do you guys think about Europa Universalis 5 from what we've seen so far? Let me know in the comments down below. Sincerely, Wonder Productions.